Talking to myself and feeling old. Sometimes I would like to quit. Nothing ever comes of it.
Well, folks, avoided this until now, but tonight I'm going to get serious. Tonight, we're going to talk about depression. Specifically, mine. We're going to talk about a cycle, a vicious cycle that has trapped me for pretty much my entire adult life, and I'm 40. It's a very simple cycle. It goes like this. Depression makes you unemployable. Unemployment makes you depressed. See how simple and neat a trap that is? The longer you're unemployed, the more depressed you get. The more depressed you get, the less employable you are. That's where I've been for at least 18 years. Just too depressed to work, too depressed even to seek help. And let me tell you, when the depression's that bad, you're pretty much fucked. Now, I'm doing better now than I have in the last 18 years. Not saying a lot, but for me, it's big. Making these videos is part of it. The more busy I am, the less depressed I am, because I have somewhere to focus those energies. But I'm still a pretty sick person. I'm still a pretty ill person. Not well. And one of the worst things about depression, at least for me, is that it makes you unable to do things in a way that's incredibly difficult to articulate to people. And so you're stuck in a situation where someone says, well, you could just do this. And you say, no, I couldn't. And they say, why not? And all you can say is, I don't know, I just can't. And I mean, I have this problem, and I'm a pretty articulate guy. I almost never have any problem putting my thoughts or feelings into words. But trying to explain to someone why you can't do something because just something inside you tells you, we can't do that. It's too scary, too much, too intense, too whatever. It's really difficult. And it really makes the depression worse because you start thinking that you have no good excuse to not do things. That's the depression talking. You start thinking, I must be a loser because there's all these things I could be doing and I'm not doing any of them. And it takes a while to get around to realizing that it doesn't actually work that way. That the thing is, there's actually only a very limited number of things you can do. And that's a hard thing to realize. It's a hard thing to realize because it means that your situation is a lot worse in a way than you've been thinking. It's actually a blow to what's left of your ego. But once you accept it, you can be a lot more forgiving towards yourself. It's hard, and I struggle with it now, still, but you have to just say to yourself, I'm sick. I'm a sick person. No one would say that someone who is sick as me should be doing everything that normal people do. I'm as sick as someone with 2 broken legs. Sicker, in a way, because you can have 2 broken legs and still be happy. But if you have depression, the part of your brain that controls happiness is numb. You can't take joy out of life because the reward center of your brain takes a ridiculous amount of stimulation just to activate. Life literally becomes unrewarding. That's why it's so hard for people who've never had depression to grasp what it's like, because they can't understand what it's like to not get out of life what they get out of life. It's a constant for them. It's like fish. Fish don't know they're wet, you know? You can't imagine not being there, and that's probably for the best, because if they could imagine it, it would probably be really depressing. They're probably better off not being able to imagine it, honestly. Where was I? Right. So, that's the thing. Chronic unemployment, it makes you depressed. The more depressed you become, the harder it is for you to ever get, or even if you get, to do the job. You're just fucked up inside. That's why I think that chronic unemployment, like long-term unemployment, can turn a normal person into a depressive. You just give up. The continuity, the structure, the purpose, the social group, everything that you got out of work without realizing it is gone. I think human beings genuinely need to work. That doesn't mean any work will do. It has to be purposeful work. It has to be work that feels like you're contributing to something bigger than yourself, that you're part of a team, and that your contributions are recognized and rewarded. In other words, not a lot like a lot of workplaces. So when you're unemployable, when you're incapable of work, that means that you are adrift. It's a purposeless life. And it means that you're stuck at a certain level of development. You can't self-actualize any further than that. And that's a bitter pill to swallow. So, the next time you come across one of these people who all they do is play World of Warcraft all day, and they don't seem to have any interest in getting a job, and they seem content with a very low lifestyle, very low-income lifestyle, think about how maybe they got there. It might just be that they're depressed. They don't know it, but they're depressed. I went years without knowing that I was depressed. And, try not to judge them too harshly. After all, we're very ill. Guess that's all my rambling thoughts for today. Talk to you later, folks.